If I've rolled up a piece of paper, that means it's time for ImPulses, as I do my impression of Pizzo doing his impression of Karnak.
Oh, no, come on.
A prediction, and you guys tell me whether I'm crazy or not. The first impulse is the Missouri-Indiana game's loser will have 40 points.
Wow. Missouri. I'm just trying to think
game.
here. You take the... I agree with you there. I do agree with you. I agree totally with you on that. Here's why. It's because you got this matchup, SEC coming to town, Indiana. We saw both offenses can do. Hey, Missouri came from the Big 12, all right? Now, they don't play defense in the Big 12. They just play offense, all right? So they're going to put up some points.
Well, first of all, Indiana scored 150 points in 3 games this season, and they're red hot. Nate Sudfeld and those receivers, Wynn and Kofi Hughes, all those guys are playing well, but you guys didn't mention their defense. They just sat there and just completely stifled Bowling Green for 4 quarters. They didn't give up an offensive touchdown. And now you're talking about 40 points to the loser after that performance?
But
I disagree with
neither
your
of those
impulse.
teams have scored less than 35 yet this season, so we'll see. The second impulse is the Wisconsin defense, for the 3rd time this season, will not give up a touchdown. They might give up a field goal or 2, but not a touchdown.
Mike, where's Rick? Because your impulse is going to give me a heart attack.
It's a substitute teacher. What do you want?
I don't know if you watched Purdue play last week, but what they did, they scored some points on Notre Dame. Well, and they played hard for 3 quarters. Wisconsin got shredded in the pass game versus Arizona State. So Wisconsin got exposed, and they gave up some big plays. But Purdue, if they can score points and get some turnovers and just try to slow down Wisconsin's run game, they may have a chance. But I don't know.
Right. I think what's going to happen is they're going to break down that film. They're going to check out, Purdue's going to check out that tape, and they're going to come in and they're going to say, okay, I know that we can score in this game. Rob Henry had 3 touchdowns last week. They are itching to score points on offense. You know that they'll do it. I don't think Wisconsin's going to shut them out or anything. They got scored on last week by ASU, who's got a talented offense. When you talk about Purdue and where they're at with their talent level, but they're hungry. They're hungry, and I think that's what they're going to score.
Purdue struggled running the ball last week, though, too, so that may become an issue if they're just forced to be one-dimensional.
Speaking of hungry, Christian Hackenberg is hungry. So says I, and the freshman will set a new career high for passing yards. Yeah, he's only played 3 games in his career. Still, he'll have more than 311. Agree?
Disagree. I tell you why. It's because they're putting too much pressure right now on Christian Hackenberg as a player, as a freshman quarterback, to come in and make huge plays. I think what they need to do, they need to rebalance themselves. They need to talk about, where's our running game factor into this? Where are we? I think all the talk's been about Christian Hackenberg. Where's the balance of this offense? I think too much pressure has been put on the quarterback.
Well, too many 4th down attempts. They only went 2 for 8 on 3rd down. Zach Zwinak, if he's the guy that's going to run the ball, then I like their chances of really just blowing Kent State out the water. But remember, the little man, Kent State, mid-major, is going to walk into Beaver Stadium, and they won't be intimidated. But I think if Penn State can run the ball and ball control, Hackenberg will not be asked to pass for as many yards.
Kent State's defense gives up a lot of points. That's all I'm saying. Finally, last one, Blake Countess from Michigan will get another interception. He's had 3 in the last 2 games.
Well, I say yes, and here's why. UConn does not play well. They don't play offense, defense well. They're going to turn the ball over a lot of times. Blake Countess will get that 4th interception.
Have you watched him on tape? I mean, he is unbelievable. This foot speed, the way that he breaks in front of the football, guaranteed he gets an interception. Maine throws the football.
Oh, he's a Michigan defensive back, and you know how those guys are.
Took me 4 tries, but I finally got you guys to agree with one of my impulses. We'll come back and close things up on The Pulse.